The spooky transition is still
Spooky
there.
transition. Spooky.
Alterlin says OMG it's a face reveal stream.
It is a face reveal
Oh, I
stream.
have changed my colors. There we go.
Look at him changing
It's
colors.
face reveal steam.
This is us.
Yep. So I am Vak.
And I am Marcus with a Q.
We tricked you.
It was all a ruse.
I'm just gonna
Idiots.
hold on. Give me 1 second because the shouts out technical issues. But the green, I can see it like reflecting off of my glasses and the in my.
Do you want me to just switch?
It's all good. It's all good. I just minimized. Discord, so it's all good.
Okay.
Hey, far out, goat ham. What? Don't even worry about it. Hey, how you been, mate? How's the last week been?
Last week has been.
The last 2 weeks, I should say.
Oh yeah, true. We're back on our normal schedule.
Hmm.
Last 2 weeks have been good. There you go. That's it.
Epic.
Let's carry on.
I'm trying to.
No,
I'm looking at myself in the.
I can.
Camera.
Yeah,
where I am.
I've set you up how it was the first time, and it involves too much cropping and stuff for me.
It's okay. If I can shift and fit in where I need to fit in, then that's okay.
Yes.
Have I just frozen? No.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, good. Far out. Technical issues up the fucking wazoo from day one. Oops. Jamie, can you bleep that in post? I don't want us to get demonetized straight away.
Oh, I thought I had a sensor
Beep.
soundboard button, but I don't. I've got a
Bruh.
I've got bruh. You got brud.
Yeah, we can put bras over our over our swears. We're now a family stream.
Yeah, we've decided being, I was gonna say adult stream, but that's probably not the right term. Being offensive. No, well,
Look,
swearing.
I think it's like the way that what's his name, fucking Tyler Blevins does it is he has like a R13 stream, and that's when you're allowed to swear, you know. An adult stream with first guest Amaranth. Could you imagine?
Yeah, she's not replying to me, so I don't know.
L. It's probably because of all the death threats that we sent her as well.
I mean, how many times do I need to gift her a sub before she pays attention to me?
Yeah. How much money do I have to? How many Teslas do I have to buy her before she jumps on our podcast?
Ridiculous.
I know, it's insane.
No, but last 2 weeks, don't need to talk about work, but outside of work, just been, chilling.
Yeah.
Streaming. Obviously, I've been playing Bloodborne on stream, which has been a lot of fun. The DLC is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I am almost up to Maria, I think her name is.
Yeah, from where I left your Thursday stream after I went to D&D, you were heading up towards her, so you're pretty close. I think there's like one boss between you and her now.
Okay. And then once I've finished the DLC, I'll go fuck up German and then move on to Resident Evil 7.
Hell yeah. Look at that. We're almost, I think me and you are both kind of in the same boat at the moment. We're going up against like the last little bits and bobs of the games that we're currently playing. Because this is like the furthest you've gotten in Bloodborne, right? Like you haven't done all the DLC or anything like that.
I've never done the DLC before. I've finished the game once.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be the second time I've actually gone all the way through the game.
Are you getting the like proper ending?
I can't remember how you get the like true ending. I can't remember if you just need 3 umbilical cords or if there's other stuff to it.
That's all you need.
Oh, because I've got 4 umbilical cords, so I'm good.
Yeah. So I think I think the game gives you 4 because if you don't make
Because you
if
can
you
miss
don't
one
have
of them.
yeah, I think it's uh the woman of the night. If she
Mm.
doesn't give birth, then you miss out on that umbilical cord. But there's nothing that Bloodborne's forgiving in a sense where it's like there's nothing that tells you what you're meant to be doing, but if you do miss something, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it literally is, but figuratively,
Because now
it's
that
not
you
the end
say
of the
that,
world.
I'm realizing that the true ending is like after you kill Gehrman, there's another boss, right?
Yep.
And I have
Yeah.
never done that one before.
Yeah. So you'll get a new achievement. Look at that. Very epic. Sick. And then you're going to move on to. Are you starting from scratch with Res 7, or are you?
Yeah,
What are you going to do with
so
that?
Resident Evil 7 is quite short, so that'll probably only be like 2 or 3 streams. And then I'll go to Village, which when I stream that was it the beginning of this year or the end of last year?
Must have been. I don't recall watching you play through 7.
Maybe it was longer ago.
So
Maybe it was
it's
over a year
probably
ago.
yeah.
I would have streamed it when it came out. So whenever that game came out.
Okay, I think at that point there, I wasn't streaming yet, so
No,
it had to be a little bit earlier than that,
it
right?
was when I lived at the last place, so it was definitely over a year ago. I
Yeah,
think it was
yeah,
it was a year and a half ago maybe.
yeah.
And I think from memory that game is quite long. So but I am waiting until the DLC comes out for that.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
if I finish, I'm assuming I'll be finishing Bloodborne in a couple streams or maybe a few streams.
I would say unless you really get like stuck against the orphan, you'll be done in 2 streams.
Yeah. And then I need to try and line it up. Because I don't really want to play Resident Evil 7. The DLC for Village isn't out yet. So then I have to play something else and then go back to Village. So, funnily enough, I was thinking of streaming Soma, but then after watching Scott play it, I was like, never mind.
I think yeah. We can talk about that in a little bit. But long and short, Scott made a really good point yesterday. He's like, we have a way of doing our streams where we'll focus on chat over game most of the time, and that game is something that you need to focus on because it's so heavily story driven.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's a game that I would suggest playing if you've got it already. I would suggest playing it when you're by yourself, when you're not streaming or anything like that, because that's how well, by that I mean I watched a Let's Play of it, so
Yeah.
it's yeah. Shouts out.
You never played it. Shouts out
No,
PewDiePie. Shouts out Jacksepticeye.
I don't even know who it was. I think it was low
Shouts
key
out
another person
Markiplier.
who. Yeah, shouts out Makimu. I'm pretty sure the person that I watched play it got done for he got cancelled because he was a horrible person. Which is funny. And he like put out this half-assed apology and was like, "Yes, I'm not going to be streaming tonight." And then he puts out on Twitter, "JK, I'm going to be streaming tonight."
Jesus Christ.
The internet's
Jason
great.
Bourne. But yeah, otherwise, this weekend, I'll probably be playing Overwatch 2. We could maybe talk about that a bit more later on.
Yeah.
Briefly. There's not too much to say about it. Not in a bad way.
But also like
it's the same game. Like it's not really any different.
yeah.
And I'm also still working my way through The Last of Us Part 1.
Nice.
Remake.
That's the Tahi says minions.
Be like. Shouts out Testa Tahi.
Minions.
Minions be like. Banana.
But yeah, that's it. What are you up to?
Yeah, don't need to talk about work. Work's just work, you know. What have I been doing? I have been playing Dark Souls 3 on stream. I'm on to Secret Boss, and then I think I have Last Boss after that, or maybe like one more.
After Nameless King, it's just the last boss, and then you're done.
Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if I'm able to knock out this Nameless King at the beginning of the stream, then I might actually finish. I'm jumping around a little
You're
bit,
good.
aren't I?
You're good.
Okay, cool. I might actually end up finishing Dark Souls 3
I think you will.
in one more stream.
Yeah.
And at that point there, it's a kind of I'm not sure where I want to go next, because I wanted to play Dead Space
Mm-hmm.
during the Joker stream, but that's still like 2 weeks away. So I will have a gap in what I can do. So I might play a little bit more of Cult of the Lamb because I didn't finish it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why don't you
On
play
stream
more
at
of
least.
that or
Yeah.
Hades or something?
Yeah. So I think I might jump back into Cult of the Lamb because it's still downloaded and I'm still happy to play it. I think that'll be my best bet. But then from there we kind of got I want to play Neo, but depending on how Dead Space goes and depending on how much I enjoy it, I might play through the rest of them because I got the trilogy. So it's gonna be pretty straightforward. But I don't. There are a couple of other like extra games. Like I have a handful of those like really weird like analog horror, bloody Japanese, like you work at a convenience store and then weird things start happening. You know, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So I've got some stuff in the backlog that I could play if I wanted to. But I'll figure that one out. Outside of that, what else has been going on? I have been playing God of War.
That's the Tahi says OW2 does feel a lot nicer and more smooth.
I have done the pre-order for like the Steelback or whatever. So nice and easy. We'll talk about Overwatch 2 after this, since we've got Hugh in here and he actually plays it quite a bit as well.
I'm gonna be playing it a lot.
Yeah, and I also pre-ordered the controller, the like special edition one, because why not?
How much does the controller cost?
I think like
is it the same price? Oh, okay.
I think it's like an extra $10 more.
Because what's different? It's bluish or something, right?
It's blue and white. And it's got the wolves on the touchpad. Yeah,
looks pretty cool.
That's kind of epic. And yeah,
you didn't want the Mjolnir edition, like
I'm not gonna spend fucking. How much did you spend on that? Like almost $400.
It's like $380.
Fucking Christ!
But I was like, it was such a spur of the moment thing.
I feel like you got bullied into it on stream. You were like, "Oh, it's right here, though. I could just do it if I wanted to," and then you were like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it."
But I've never bought like a collector's edition game that comes with like something like that. I've always wanted to, and I was like, I may as well get God of War because if it comes with like Mjolnir, that's pretty sick.
I feel like there hasn't been many games like that, that have come out recently that have given something of like.
They don't usually make it to us. It's very rare or if they do make it to us, EB Games or Mighty Ape or whoever's dealing with it won't get many of them.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever pre-ordered anything that gave me anything crazy like that. It's
I've got like you said, I've got steelbooks and stuff before, but that's about it.
I got like the steelbook ones, the ones that give you like stickers and like maps and all that sort of stuff, but nothing crazy. Sick. And yeah, that's about it. I have finally bitten the bullet because as I get close to finishing God of War for like the 9th time, I have realized that I don't have anything to play until it comes out. So I have bitten the bullet and I have downloaded again Cyberpunk 2077. I have not watched Edge Runners, but I do get a lot of TikToks around it. So it has piqued my interest. I enjoyed what I played when it wasn't shitting the bed.
Yeah.
So I am going to give it another go, but if I get another bug that just freaks the whole thing out, then I will stop. I'll stop playing it and be like, you guys screwed me over in this one. But I got the enhanced edition because I've got a PS5.
If that game ends up coming like under $30 on Steam, then I'll get it. But because I am interested in it, but I don't know if it's a game I would play a lot of.
And I mean, like, you didn't like Witcher, which is obviously not quite the same, but it's very story driven, lots of talking, lots of like what you say matters, etc., all that sort of stuff. So
it wasn't like I like story driven games and like the dialogue and stuff is fine. I just found like the Witcher, I to be fair, I didn't give it enough of a shot. Like I should have probably played it more before passing judgment on it, because I probably only played like a couple hours of it before I was like, nah, this isn't for me. But it was just like a lot of open world games where I was just like, oh, I'm just doing like real mundane, like fetch quests over and over
Ken
again.
Productions says Minions.
I
forgot to turn the fucking channel rewards off, so who knows what's going to happen.
With the second Minions in the chat, should we jump over to Overwatch 2? Have a wee chat about that, eh?
Yeah, we can talk about Overwatch. So the first, like, my history with Overwatch is I played the beta on PS4 for the first one. I pre-ordered the game on PS4. I played the shit out of it on PS4 for probably 4 or 5 months. And I think something came out towards the end of that year. I don't know if it was Fortnite or if it was something else. It could have been Fortnite. But something came out towards the end of the year. It might have even been Destiny 2, now that I think about it. And then
Destiny 2 been out for?
Let me check, actually, because I know Overwatch came out in May 2016.
Yeah, maybe even... No, that would make sense, because we had like LAN parties at our old flat when we were playing Overwatch together, because we downloaded the beta on our PlayStation 4, and my flatmate and myself both had decent laptops, so we were just like, oh fuck it, we'll get it, and then we just had massive LAN parties, and I think I remember playing it for like 4 months straight as well.
It must have been. I think I played it longer. It must have been like a year that I played it. But it was because I just had a look. Destiny 2 came out in 2017. Fortnite also came out in 2017. So yeah, but played it a lot on console. I played a lot of competitive on console, and then it just got really toxic, and I was like, this is too much. I don't want to deal with it. So stopped playing it, and then when I got my PC a few years ago, I downloaded it again and have been playing it heaps on PC. And so when the number 2 came out, I was keen. Obviously, there's been a lot of server issues and stuff, which is Blizzard, just very, very small, poor indie company. Can't afford.
Indie company with their servers still out there. It is odd to me that they've got that happening when they knew or know how popular it is and all that.
And they made it free to play, so it's like, of course, heaps of people are going to jump into it. But the first few days of the first couple of days after launch earlier this week, it varied for people. Like the day it launched for me, I probably only had to wait maybe 5 minutes before I got into the game. And then I managed to join my sister's party, and we managed to play for a little bit. But then Eli couldn't join our party, and so I only wanted to play a couple games, so I left. And then a couple nights ago, we managed to play for a couple of hours. I haven't played last night or today. I'll probably got to play a bit later tonight. But my sister was telling me that one, and a few people in their Discord were saying that it's weird because the Australian servers don't seem to be working correctly on PC, at least. Where, because I noticed it as well the other day, where in Overwatch 1 we would get like 40, 50 ping, like that's pretty normal. But then the other day when we were playing, it was just always sitting at around 150, which is like not what it should be for Australia. You don't feel it a lot in game, but I think knowing that there's 150 ping and seeing that, it sort of convinces you that it's laggy when maybe it's not that bad. But
I when you were playing Bloodborne,
it does sound like a North American. It sounds like an American server that we're connecting to.
Yeah. When you were playing, like, I don't usually notice kind of latency and stuff like that, but when you started playing Bloodborne, like, and you were like smacking around some not even a boss, I think it was just like a big enemy. I was like, I noticed like the 30 frames that it's stuck on.
It's so jarring going to that after playing like anything else. And it's the same as like last weekend, I think, when I raided you, and then going from watching me playing Bloodborne to watching you streaming Dark Souls at 60 frames. I was like, this is fucking insane. Like, it's such a jump. But
it's weird. But that seems like it seems like obviously a server issue. But like, why? Why is it like that?
It's just Blizzard, man. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I'm sure the servers
and they're
were
also
fine on one, right? Why don't
they were fine. I don't fucking know. And again, like I said this because I was saying the same thing to Eli, and like Eli knows quite a bit about game development, and I was saying to him like, why don't Blizzard just like make server bigger, get more server? And he's like, yeah, if only game development was that easy. And I'm like, well, I know it's like, I'm like just talking out my ass, and I'm sure there's a lot more to it than just throw money at it. But still, like,
well, money could fix that issue. It would just take more time. Like, but what they should have done is knowing that this was going to happen from the get go, right? Like they should.
You would have assumed. You would have assumed.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I will eventually download it and start playing it a little bit later on down the line. I was never going to get it day of because like I just knew, but it'll be nice to kind of jump back into maybe a first person shooter that I was okay at for a little while.
Yeah, and I mean Overwatch does a pretty good job at adding heroes who even if you aren't like god tier at aiming, you would still do pretty well with some of these heroes because it's not about aiming. Like Reinhardt is a good example. Like you don't aim, you just swing your hammer, put a shield.
Well, like I didn't play enough to really put myself in a like, oh, this is my main, this is the person that I go to. But like whenever I watched Hugh playing, when he played Ryan, it was like just watching him like understand the mechanics of the character. It's a like there's a lot going on with
it takes a while
Overwatch, but like everything mechanically kind of fits in. And although people are like, you motherfuckers, you took away this character's one unique thing, and it's like, yeah, well, that one unique thing was ruining the game for like everyone who wasn't playing it. So playing with that one unique thing. So I understand where they come from with all of that stuff, but again, it's a bit of a you know, and
I mean, the game itself hasn't like. There's been a big change, which is they've gone from 6v6 to 5v5, which is probably the biggest change. And I love the fact that they've done that because before it was 2 tanks, 2 DPS, 2 support, and because there were multiple tanks with barriers or with shields, Overwatch 1 had gotten to the point where like it would just be 2 tanks standing there with shields, and you would just be shooting shields for majority of the match until they break. And it was just, it got boring at the end. That's why I stopped playing it because it was the same shit. But whereas now, It's just one tank, and
Do you remember in in the beginning of Overwatch, season 1, where it was just like, "Yep, cool, everyone play Junkrat."
well, that
Boom,
as
boom.
well. Like that
It
was
just all
insane.
play Junkrat.
Thinking about back when it first came out, and there was no
Yeah.
limit to anything. You just play whoever the fuck you wanted.
I recall like multiple times like because me and the boys, we had like exactly 6 of us playing, so it was like really easy for us to just be like, cool, let's do a 6 tank,
Yeah.
or let's do a 5 tank with a fucking Bastion turret mode, and we just like sit on the point and just be like, cool, we've won.
Yeah,
Win.
and that's why they took that away.
God, fuck, that was cool.
Because there was some comps where like if you had that comp, like the other team could do nothing.
Yeah.
And it was just like, yeah, it was fun, but it's evolved.
Do you remember when the game kind of first came out, and then like the first month, everyone was like, Bastion's impossible. Like, he's legit, like there's nothing that can counter him, and people were like adding Blizzard and adding like the game developers and stuff, being like, how do you counter Bastion? And all of the replies were, use Genji.
Yeah.
Use Genji. And I was like, you know what? I'll use Genji. And that's how I started playing him, because we were getting our asses handed to us by like teams of 6 fucking Bastions. And we're like, yep, cool. And then they all die.
But yeah, it's there's a lot I could say about Overwatch. It is without question one of my favorite games that I've ever played.
Thasvitahi says they've reduced shields, stuns, and overall CC, which is great.
The main thing that I am enjoying about this, and it was the same with the beta, like playing the betas, I knew that I would enjoy Overwatch 2, because there's one less tank on each team. Even like Orisa, I don't know if you ever played Orisa or saw Orisa. Like Orisa had a shield in Overwatch 1, but now her abilities have been changed, so she doesn't have a shield anymore.
Is she a DPS now? Is that right?
She's still a tank, but her skills have just been tweaked a bit. And yeah, they've removed a lot of the crowd control, like McCree, Cassidy doesn't have a flashbang anymore. It's just like a sticky grenade that does damage.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that because that was another thing about Overwatch 1, man. There were so many times where I'd play a tank, like especially Roadhog, where I'd get flashed by Cassidy, and then I'd get out of the flash, and then I'd get slept by Ana, and then I wake up from the sleep, and then Reinhardt would earth shatter me, and I'm just spending 5 minutes just standing there getting CC'd, which is just fucking annoying. Whereas now it's in a good spot. It's in a good spot now.
I think them doing Overwatch 2 was a good idea. Making, instead of like upheaving
I've got a lot to say about that.
What was that?
I've got a lot to say about whether or not that was a good idea.
Oh, really? I feel like upheaving and starting everything from like the ground up again would have been a good idea, given that everything was kind of like, because they were losing players like at a rapid pace, right?
So the main reason, like for the longest time, Overwatch had fairly regular like content updates.
Yeah.
Like you'd get a map or a hero or a new like arcade game mode or something every so often. Like it was at a pretty regular pace. And then at some point along the way that stopped, because for whatever reason they started working on Overwatch 2, which took away a lot of people to go work on that, while the skeleton crew continued working on Overwatch 1, and for like the last 2 years there's been fuck all in Overwatch 1, because they've been working on the second game. I personally don't think they should have made Overwatch 2. They should have just changed the first game, which is technically what they've done, but the advertising and marketing around Overwatch 2 has just been a complete fucking mess that like no one knows what Overwatch 2 is. A lot of people would assume it's a new game, but it's not really. It's the same. Like on PC and on everything, you can't play Overwatch anymore. Like the first one, you can't play it anymore. It's gone.
Are they not bringing them like bringing it back? I thought
No.
they were...
It's gone forever.
Really?
It's gone.
Fuck.
It just got replaced with Overwatch 2. So
Fuck, okay.
if you want to play 6v6 like old school Overwatch, you can't do that anymore. It's gone.
Interesting. Okay.
They shut it down and replaced it with this game.
I suppose you've kind of convinced me. Actually, it's probably wasn't a good idea. But the idea around maybe
they should have, instead of saying Overwatch 2, they should have given it made it as an update.
Yeah,
it's technically what it is.
Well, maybe they should have done I guess the better way of going about this would have been how they go about doing updates for World of Warcraft, right? Which is, it's the same base game. You're now just getting an extension added onto it.
They could have done a lot of things, but I don't know. I don't know how Blizzard works. I don't know how Activision works. I don't know whose call it was to force them to make it Overwatch 2, but interesting.
Well, it definitely wasn't old mate, because he left, right? What was his name again?
Jeff Kaplan left at the perfect time.
Yeah.
He left before all of Blizzard went to shit, and all their leadership got revealed as being fuckheads, and
I reckon he
would have he knew what was going on.
Yeah.
I don't know where he is now, because he was great. He was a really honest,
he was he was super active in the community as well, right?
Well, because Overwatch was his baby. It was his thing, so he was really proud of it. And then when he left, everyone was like, "Fuck, what does that mean? What's going on?" But yeah, game's still fun. It's free to play. The monetization and stuff is most free to play games, fucking a ripoff. It's very interesting to me that they have items in the shop that you can spend real money on that were just things you could get for free in Overwatch 1. There's skins and stuff from Overwatch 1 that you can now get in Overwatch 2, but for real money, which is interesting. But there was,
I can't, maybe it was on TikTok or something. I watched XQC get real fucked off because they opened his almost 1,500 loot crates that he had saved for 5 years or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know why he got so angry.
Because naturally, of course, it was going to happen, right?
Well, they said that they were a week before Overwatch 2 comes out or something, maybe a day. They were gonna everyone who had loot boxes, they were gonna open, and you were gonna get the stuff because they loot boxes are gone. They're not a thing anymore. So,
okay. Huh. All right.
Interesting. Because Blizzard have been getting in so much heat for loot boxes over the last couple of years because it's gambling, essentially.
Yeah, true.
And there's some countries which, I don't remember the countries off the top of my head, there are some countries who actually banned loot boxes in games. So
yeah, I suppose it would make sense that it is technically a form of gambling, right? Because it's
you pay money, you pay real money to get a loot box. You don't know what's in it.
Mm-hmm. It's the same with bloody Pokemon cards. Yeah. Shouts out.
So it is all just to answer Broccoli's question. It is all cosmetic stuff. None of it helps you in game at all. They're all just skins, voice lines, and sprays and shit. That's all. You can play the game and never spend money.
I had a mate in in Wellington, and he got his how you get that $1,000 that's got no interest or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, course-related costs.
Course-related costs, that's the one.
I'm gonna crack my V real quick because I'm staring at
it. Should we get this bad boy up and running? Hold on. So I'm seeing green right now. What do you? Oh, we got a yellow.
I've got yellow.
Hold on. There we go.
I want to make it roughly the same size. Look at the camera. All right, I'll grab that later.
And then we're gonna crack this sucker open. Everyone ready? 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna create a alcoholic beverage with these, I think.
With that one?
Just with a bunch of these. I think I'm gonna buy a bunch of the 250 ml cans and just like have a fiddle around with like the flavors and different types of alcohol one
I
night.
feel like these refresh ones would fucking go hard.
Oh, mate. Like I don't usually drink Red Bull because I don't particularly like the taste, if I'm being honest.
Red Bull's not that nice.
But it's
unless they want to sponsor us, in which case I fucking love Red Bull.
Shouts out, yeah.
My favorite energy drink of all time.
If V is hearing this in the future, and
we love you. Fuck Red, but also
alert, because Red Bull, let's be real, are the people who will sponsor the Epic Gamers because they've got their own like studio and shit like that in Auckland.
True. Fuck, maybe we've been approaching this wrong.
No, I think we need to be the first Epic Gamers to be sponsored by fucking V, if I'm being honest.
This is hard as well because we don't like Red Bull, so I don't know how a sponsorship with Red Bull would go. But
yeah. Ooh, remember that weird rumor? Ooh, and then you have a quick sip of it. But like whenever I had like Red Bull vodkas and stuff like that, or like Jaeger bombs and all that, I'd ask for sugar free because I didn't like the taste of regular Red Bull. And now I'm like, well, there's a lot of sugar free like nice drinks at the moment, and I think, or energy drinks, and I think we're probably, I think we could make some yum stuff with it. I think it'd just have to go with vodka, and you just run like that, but still, it'd be good stuff.
I'm trying to think if I'm going anywhere this afternoon. Otherwise, I would have made one, but I think I'm going somewhere.
I think we're going to have some drinks at one of my mates' places, so maybe I could have a look at that. We don't have any spirits. Like,
we've got a couple bottles of vodka in the fridge.
We go through like phases, as and I we'll buy like our usual stuff and all that. And then it's like when one of us comes into like more money than we expected. So like if it's a birthday, if it's a shouts out wellbeing Prizzy card, all that sort of stuff, we'll just quickly like be like, oh well, let's buy like 5 bottles of an assortment of alcohol, and then we work through that over the space of a couple of months. Because we don't drink like heavily at home. Like it's not like if we've got drinks in the fridge, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll bloody crack one of those bad boys. But it's not like I'll drink like a beer or 2 or 3 or 4 with dinner, and then watch the All Blacks lose and get real angry,
and then just
get
beat her up.
Mad. Yeah.
Because it's her fault. It's all her fault.
Oh, fuck. So this is hey, anyone who wants to spend 500 channel points on my channel, you're getting this one for free. Did you know that when the All Blacks lose, when the All Blacks lose at rugby, the women's shelter places have overflow, they have too many people there, and it's because they know that when the All Blacks lose, they have to be like, cool, I got to get out of the house because I can't be around them at this point in time. How fucked is that? And the worst thing about it is the All Blacks suck at the moment. They are losing a lot. So it means that they're doing some pretty heinous stuff at the moment. I'm not too... What are you barking at? Bloody Manus.
Yeah, well, I shouldn't be laughing. Why am I laughing?
It's, I mean, if you don't, I shouldn't say if you don't laugh at it, you cry about it. But it's still it's so fucked.
It's fucked.
It's so fucked. So, as much as we make a joke,
let's move on.
We shouldn't be joking about this.
So anyway, that's Overwatch 2. Not much more to say about it. Otherwise, I'll be talking for another hour about my opinion on that game.
I will play it at some point, and then maybe we should play it together on stream at some point.
It is crossplay as well, so if you want to play on PlayStation, that's fine.
Oh, I'll just play it on PC. I mean, if I could run Overwatch 1 on a laptop with half, if not less than half of what I've got in this current PC, then I'm sure I could run it fine. It'll just be maybe internet that'll be a problem. But your boy bought a flash new router, so hopefully...
Oh, no.
Hopefully, no more frame rate issues.
When does that
while
arrive?
streaming. Order went through Thursday night.
Right.
So it'll be here if not next week, the following. But I had to get it shipped. Usually I would go to the JB that's around the corner from my place, but they didn't have the controller, which by the way, I'm also getting a new controller. This MFA can sit on the shelf for the rest of its life.
Throw it at the wall.
Yeah, maybe I can do like a I'm angry.
Do I hear someone mowing their lawn?
Oh, I might.
No, I was going to say, give them the controller and be like, drive over this.
Oh, this MFA. Don't they know? Don't they know that I'm doing a bit of content, bit of podcast? But yeah, so that'll be coming through soon. So hopefully that'll fix any internet issues. Like I've said it before, I don't have like. I think it just like when it hits like peak time, my internet throttles itself, so it like ends up shitting the bed a little bit. But like, even on wireless, when I do like test my internet stuff, I'm still reaching like a decent amount of download speed and all that. It's just so far away, so that connection breaks every now and then. But, you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Let's touch on the title of this episode. Face reveal.
I'm Dream. I'm a horrible racist.
This is me. I was a Nazi.
I got caught cheating on the world record speed run.
So
I don't like Dream, but I don't want to say anything more because I know that his stands will cancel me.
Good, they can cancel us. They can come and watch us all they want. He's a piece of shit. Yeah. And so for anyone who doesn't know, Dream, the Minecraft streamer, has forever and always worn a weird fucking mask whenever he's
It's present. What the mask is.
And was it last weekend or at some point?
It was earlier this week, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he took the mask off. And for whatever reason, he was doing the troll face.
Yeah.
And angling himself.
To show off his fucking epic jawline.
He's like, look at my jawline. And
I think okay, first off, hey, fuck Dream, he sucks. He's a piece of shit just in general. But I think the funniest thing about this whole situation was that he was like very clearly like paying a bunch of people to be like, hey, I'm gonna call you and then you just pretend that I'm like, you're so surprised at what I look like. So like, you know, he got like Anthony Padilla, he got like I think he got a couple of like really random TikTokers to like react to him as well. And they're all like, oh my god, oh my days. And it's like, what? He's the most normal looking person I've ever seen in my entire life, if not like more like like just like the
he's
like
a
weird
dude
face, right? Yeah, he's just a dude.
Just a dude.
And like the funniest thing is that they played it off like it was like, holy fuck, you guys are gonna be so surprised. And it's like, no, he probably just looks like the average like Minecraft
like
YouTuber.
You know what would have surprised me if he was black. If it was like a reverse donkey.
Could you imagine?
The whitest sounding dude, but he takes his mask off and he's just a black man.
Imagine. Fucking hell, man, that would be so funny. But it's
not that we're saying black people. Jesus Christ!
Actually,
clarify what Marcus said. He doesn't think black people are funny looking. Oh, this is fucking.
Oh no! Right, we'll clear the line. It would have been funny because he is so obviously white. That's the way that we would go about saying that. But that would have been a surprise in my opinion.
I said that because if anyone who's familiar with Donkey knows, before anyone knew what he looked like, everyone thought he was black because of his voice. And then when he finally revealed himself, he's the nerdiest white guy you've ever seen.
Yeah. But that cracked me up. I think he made this fucking massive deal out of it, and it ended up just being the lamest thing in like the entire world. And now he's like, I'll see if I can find a few because they float around Twitter. They've been floating around Twitter a bit, but it's like he's posting like the most cringeworthy photos now that he's shown his face, like
Is he?
of him with like Snapchat filters on and shit like that. I really hope he gets cancelled for something. I don't know what it is.
Well,
but I'm sure he will.
I guess it's because of his stance that it's hard
Yeah.
for him to get cancelled.
Yeah. It's he'll end up doing something really awful, and people will defend it, and it'll just get swept under the rug. I mean, he's already done some pretty awful shit as well. Like he'd get like his fans to like dox like random people just because they disagreed with him or like they questioned him over something. It's really weird.
And
Like
I
a
was
child
reading
who got like a large amount of power.
I was reading something about how before, like way before he blew up, he was like a real edgy teenager and was
he was like
uploading Nazi stuff to YouTube and all this
Yeah.
real weird shit.
He was it was like the equivalent of like Leafy is here.
Yeah,
Like he was
yeah,
doing like
yeah,
that type
yeah.
of shit. Which is fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
remember
fuck,
that guy?
fuck Dream. Yeah. Well, he was in prison apparently. Like he
Fuck.
posted like recently on a on like Instagram or something that he was like he was in like Penn State for like 30 days or something like that for like unpaid like speeding tickets or something.
Jesus Christ. So we went from Leafius here, the guy who had no chin, to Dream.
To Dream, who has the most chin. Imagine if they like if Dream just gave Leafy just a tiny bit of chin.
All would be perfect. The balance.
the world would be so balanced. That's why we went through a pandemic, because when Leafy is here left the internet essentially, he started a pandemic. Then Dream did his face reveal, and the pandemic is kind of like over now. Like
Yeah.
people don't really care about it too much. So all is good in the world, you know?
Exactly.
All is good in the world. You know what? I actually have a like outside of fucking Dream. I have two things. The first one is, did you ever play Minecraft? Like, was that ever something that you got into?
Funnily enough, I was like a super early adopter of Minecraft. Like
Mhm.
I got into it in 2010.
Yep.
I can't remember how. It would have been some YouTube video that I watched.
Yep.
Which made me buy the like whatever the first edition of Minecraft was.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun, like because I was at uni at the time. Like that was
Yep.
my first year of uni.
2010, you were at uni.
That was my first year of uni.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
And I was just building stuff. Like when I was at home on my laptop, I'd just be in the lounge. Like we'd watch TV, and I would just like fuck around and build random shit. And then I never really got into it that much. I just did it a bit and then stopped. And over the years, I've like touched it every now and then. Like my sister and Eli and stuff, they play the shit out of Minecraft like every now and then. Usually once a year, they'll go just like
Full on,
ham
like,
on
into it,
Minecraft for like a month or so. And I'll jump in with them into their realm every now and then. But I'm like, I'm the noob of all noobs at Minecraft. So like, I'll just build like a little house and put my stuff and then go mining and like, there's no method to my mining. I'm just walking around. Yeah. And then I'll go to one of their houses and they're like, why aren't you strip mining? It's the most effective way. And I'm like, what the I just...
It's like I feel like I kind of fell in the same boat. I played Minecraft more than I guess like the average person. Oh no, I shouldn't say average person. I played it more than that, like what you played, but I still don't know much about it. Like I don't know, what Y level you have to be at to find the most diamonds. But like the boys, like Hugh had a realm, um, and him, Joe, and a few of the other boys would just jump on, and every now and then I'd jump in to play with them. But like because I don't know. I just feel like I never have enough time to play video games like by like, as an epic gamer, like all of the times that I want to play video games, I just have to stream it if I want to play it. Um so I run out of time, and then the boys will be like, "Oh yeah, let's jump on," and it's like 10 o'clock, and I'm like, like I could if I wanted to, but it's a real shit kicker. But I remember doing the same thing. I got a friend to download Minecraft, put it on a pen drive for me. I then put it on the family laptop, played like the basic, like the Java version of it, where it was just like there was no survival mode. It was just like build stuff.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. And then now like the boys will be like, oh yeah, so we've got like netherite armor for
Oh,
everyone. And I'm
fuck.
like, my brother,
all that shit. And they're
I
like,
have 2 diamonds.
I'm like, oh, I got a diamond pickaxe. They're like, oh, that's cool. I've got a diamond pickaxe of the unnerving with level 4 undefense. You can get it from the enchantment book in my grotto up on
And
level 4. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I'm just like, holy fuck. Like, it got to the point where the boys were so, like, stacked that, like, they'd be like, cool, here's full diamond armor. Oh, you died in the nether? That's all good. Here's more diamond armor. Like they just they had stuff to spare so often, and I was just like, shouts out the boys, but for real, I have no clue what's going on.
And then one of Caitlin and Eli's mates is like, I don't know, like he's real good at like making the like automatic shit. Like he had a sorting thing where like you just chuck all your shit in there and it sorts it into its own boxes and shit. And I was just like, fuck, I just want to like cut a tree down and make planks.
Make a dirty house.
Yeah.
The boys would be like, every time one of them died or something, they'd be like, oh, it's all good, we'll just go to the XP farm. And like you go to the end where you fight the end dragon, and they've set up like a XP farm where like Endermen just fall to the ground and you like just collect all of their XP. I'm like, holy shit, man, like how long does this take you? Oh yeah, like 2 hours. Like 2 hours, but we'll never have to worry about XP ever again. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. But every time I go there, I get that, because I've talked about this before, but I get that feeling where I'm like, ugh, we're in the void. Like, and like I just look into the darkness, and the one nut that sits there goes up into my body, and hangs out with the one that's already currently there.
Yeah.
As it should be. Third one, he's just there for a good time. But yeah, it's interesting how much Minecraft like impacted so many people, because like so many YouTubers started with that stuff.
Yeah,
like with Minecraft, and now they're like, I am epic gamer. I play other game. But yeah, I don't know. It's something that I feel like I always do the classic meme where it's like, like once every like 7 months, I'll just jump onto Minecraft and play for a little bit. Yeah. What was the other question that I was going to ask? Oh, have you looked at the Stream Deck at all? Oh, Steam Deck. Sorry, I should say.
Not a lot.
Mm.
I did see something that Valve's at a point now where they are able to ship them out as they're ordered.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of coming up with, is that they're currently looking at, hey, everything seems to be working nice and easily. We can actually ship these out to everyone now. Whoever orders them, you should be able to get them, unless it's like something crazy, like a It's not like you can go to EB Games and buy one from there. Yeah.
No, I haven't really looked into them that much because I don't really want one or need one.
Yeah.
I definitely see the appeal of it. Like, I get why they're popular. I don't even know how much they cost either. So
I haven't had a look at that in too much detail, but one of the funniest things, the reason that I bring this up is that they recently put out that statement saying, "Hey, we're actually able to kind of send them out to everyone now if you guys are keen." And on the screen that they like the photo that they used, there's like a really well known Nintendo emulator on it, like just like showing like really slightly on it, and a lot of people are like, "Fuck the balls on Valve for for doing that." But I mean, like, release your games again, then Nintendo, you manuses. I'll happily pay however much I need to get like some of the OG Game Boy Pokemon games.
Now, I wonder how easy a Stream Deck would be to like jailbreak.
Well, it
just a
runs
computer.
on Linux, I believe, or it runs on Android potentially, like that kind of system, and those two are quite easily like changeable, so it wouldn't be hard unless Valve put in some real like a bunch of fail-safes for it, because they've recently jailbroken the PS5.
I saw
but
that.
That took them like 2 years.
I'm just like, because I don't know much about the Steam Deck because I've never really looked into it. Like, is it just Steam that you can access on it?
No, it's basically a computer.
Because
so
can
you have
you
like
also
an operating system and everything like that? Yeah.
I wonder if that means you could also use like Game Pass. And if
I imagine you could. I don't see a reason why you couldn't.
Because I think there's like rumors and talk as well about PlayStation potentially doing something for PC as well. Because if you had those, like if I could use Steam, Game Pass, and whatever PlayStation's one, if it ever comes out, is called, all on a handheld device, like, I would easily get that.
Yeah, I would pick that up in a heartbeat. Yeah. It's weird. A lot of the promo photos though for the Steam Deck are people playing like Stardew Valley. And it's like, bro, just get a Switch.
You could do that on Switch for probably a lot cheaper.
Yeah. But
but my thousands of hours on this Stardew on Steam.
I suppose the other thing would be something along the lines of like price. Something along the lines of,
I don't imagine it's cheap either.
No, so from here, let's go to steamdeck.com.
I'd see it costing like maybe the same as a PlayStation 5.
So it looks to me like for a 64 gig internal storage, you'd be looking at $399 American.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Then you can go to a 512 gig, which will be $649, so $650 basically. So that's the lowest versus the highest. But with the 649 one, you get the SSD internal storage for that, so it's a solid state drive, which is probably the selling point. Faster storage, don't know what that means. Anti-glare etch glass, so it's like,
oh hell yeah, like I'm gonna be doing that at the beach.
You get the exclusive carry case. With all the other ones, you just get the standard carry case. So,
exclusive.
Yeah. You get exclusive Steam community profile bundles, so you get to change your profile picture on Steam, like that matters.
To a Steam Deck.
And then, would you believe it? You also get the exclusive virtual keyboard theme.
Jesus Christ. Oh god.
But that sounds like a doubling in price is totally worth it.
The other thing is, like, there's other handhelds that other companies are doing as well.
Have
Like
you
I
seen that
saw
one?
something the other day. I can't remember what it's called, but there's
What were you gonna say? There were, because I've seen a couple like that as well that I
I
reckon will
can't
start blowing up.
I can't remember what it's called, but there was like a
Ah,
white looking one that I saw.
yep. So that's the Nintendo one, and it's got like a bunch of like, so you can go through. I only really saw Nintendo games being played on it, but
Right.
it's got like all of the Game Boy games, all of the Advance games, DS games, um, 3DS, I think.
Mm.
Shouts out Matt for coming through. There's also it has like
Epic.
PlayStation 1 and PlayStation
Oh
2
shit. Okay.
emulators as well, I think. Boy, like color. I'm I'm frozen. I was doing the dream face. Um uh, he what was I gonna say? Fuck. I think it's like the size of like a Game Boy, like a Game Boy Color.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I've
it's not
seen
going to
that.
be massive, but I think it's also got the same kind of shtick like the Switch, where it has like a dock that you can plug into your TV. So, could do that. Um, but who knows? Who knows? I think handheld gaming is a. I think it's becoming more and more like a. If you want it, you need to have both. Like the Switch innovated itself like crazy when it was like you can do handheld and you can do on TV.
Mm.
And if a handheld coming from a big company like Nintendo or Xbox or whatever, or PlayStation, if they don't add that kind of mechanic, then people won't buy it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I like outside of the PSP, I had a Game Boy Color when I was a kid, but I didn't have it for long before it got stolen. But the
Facts.
PSP, that was like the only sort of real handheld gaming that I've done. And in all honesty, the main reason I played a lot of the PSP was because my mate jailbroke it and I
Yeah.
was able to play PS1 games on it.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Outside of Tekken Dark Resurrection
Shouts out Diggin.
and Crisis Core, those were like the only two PSP, like actual PSP games I really remember playing a lot. But otherwise, it was PS1 games.
I played Dexter a lot, and I played Pursuit Force a lot.
Pursuit Force, fuck, I
Yeah.
forgot about that game.
I think the last time we talked about PSP games, I was like, I can't remember what the name of this game is, and then all of a sudden
That's like
as we were just
your cops
talking,
jumping onto other cars. Yeah, that game was sick.
You get the nail gun as like your weapon and all that.
Fuck,
Yeah,
that's
that game was
right.
fucking epic. Holy, what a classic.
I remember it was hard as well.
I'm pretty sure there was like one mission in that game that clearly didn't get tested properly because like if you don't like pixel perfect this like certain jump, then you just lose. You automatically lose. And I don't think I ever got past it.
I never
Genuinely.
finished that game. I remember it was just really hard.
Yeah, it's cool though. Bloody jumping from car to car, then boat to boat, and all that.
Yeah, that was sick.
Cool stuff.
What next?
What next? Should we talk about the green? Should we talk about She-Hulk?
You start.
I don't like what they did to my boy.
Neither do I.
I appreciate them bringing him back, and I appreciate bringing back the guy who played Matt Murdock or Daredevil. But he's too Marvel for me. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they make him do all of these epic gaming jokes and stuff like that, and by gaming I mean every time I say epic now I feel like gaming has to follow it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it doesn't, and maybe this could be me just being like I'm not a huge fan of She-Hulk at the moment. Like it's fine, I'm not like a massive fan of it, but I think that might be something that's kind of hindering my liking of bringing him back. But the Netflix series, and I know that it's complete, like that doesn't count for anything. It's not a thing. This whole separate can of worms. It is. It just feels so. Going from that to this feels very childish. And that's where my issue lies. It's not that it's She-Hulk. Actually, now that I'm kind of saying it out loud, it's not that it's her show that he's on, because in the comics they work together all the time because they're both lawyers, right? So that makes sense. But I don't know. It just seems weird. It seemed weird. It didn't quite fit.
I am 100% in agreement with you, and that's all I was thinking the whole time I was watching the latest episode, was if the Daredevil show is like this, I'm not going to enjoy it.
No. Yeah.
Because he is too goofy, he's making too many jokes, and his fight in the hallway, while it was okay, was like, this is nothing on what he was doing in the Netflix show. And there's like in the Netflix show, he was full on like beating the shit out of people.
In the first like 2 seasons, maybe even like the second season, as he's like really getting hurt like a lot of the time, he has like full on like rope tied around his fist to cause more damage to people. That's the only reason that he's doing that. And he's like, have you ever destroyed a parking lot? Oh yeah, I should leave my number. It's like, oh god, fuck it.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But it's just, I had a feeling, I had the...
Good name. That's a good name.
Check my phone. Okay, I'll check my phone.
Facts. Check your phone.
My answer is yes, scan cunt.
Good stuff.
Because I had the feeling that something like this was going to happen when we saw Kingpin in Hawkeye.
Oh yeah.
Where I was like, fuck, they're making this like too...
He's a cartoon villain. That's what they're making. They're making a cartoon.
And then to see Daredevil and have him also acting in a similar sort of way, I was like, I now am not as excited for the Daredevil show as I was before.
I do hope that it is a factor of the show that he's currently in, hence why he's acting that way.
Yes.
I really do hope that they do justice for him.
But
I'm not sure if the showrunner's the same showrunner though.
No, but I think it'll be hard to have him in a show like this, act like this, and then have him go to his own show and act super differently. Yeah. So I feel like the way he is now is going to be very similar, if not the same, as he is in his show.
The other thing with it is during like the Netflix series, you see him like grow as like this character. So you see him going through the ringer. Like he gets his ass fucking handed to him like every episode, but he like bounces back. In this, it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. It seems like it's going to be it's just going to be he's already established himself in Hell's Kitchen, and that's it. There we go. And we don't need like an origin story for every single person, right? But like him, the first season of Daredevil, the one that was on Netflix, like he doesn't even wear his suit. He's just wearing like a black mask, like, and he's just beating the shit out of people. And in my opinion, it has one of the greatest like
fight
uses of of like just like cinematography in terms of like fight scenes. And it's because all of the people in those series are all hand-to-hand combatants. Like they don't have like flying, they don't do all that sort of stuff. It's like it's just a dude who's good at punching people.
Why the fuck in She-Hulk did those dudes have little crossbows?
So my assumption is that he was talking to Leapfrog was talking to the costume designer, and he's like, "Oh, poison darts, like the dart frogs." So that is my assumption.
That
Is my assumption around that.
What
Because
the fuck?
they've used guns in like Hawkeye, for example.
They could have had guns,
so,
but they
I
had
don't know.
little mini crossbows.
Yeah. Do you know how long it takes to reload a crossbow?
It didn't make
Like,
sense.
you get one shot at it basically. But there's that one scene in the Netflix show where he gets his shit rocked, like properly rocked, and he's like, I had to call in sick to be a lawyer for the day because I actually am now properly blind and deaf and can't hear or anything like that. And it's like, because I think he like breaks his nose, so it's like
When
sinuses.
he's got the sinus blockage.
Yeah. And when he like does the nose rinse to unclog his sinuses, and like all of the sound comes back, and fuck, I was like, man, that's so cool. And then the other just masterpiece of a scene is when Matt Murdock goes into the prison to like question Kingpin, and they just sock each other like at the table. They're just like punching each other in the face, and I'm like, man, that's cool shit. And they'll never do something like that. They'll never do something like that with him again, and it makes me sad. It also kind of leads into maybe a little bit more of a conversation around what they're going to do with Punisher, because that's a whole.
Are they doing a Punisher?
They have they have said that yes, they're going to be doing a Punisher series.
It's because now I'm also like, well, what the fuck are they going to do with Deadpool 3?
Oh yeah, I from my understanding, it's going to be Logan. So it's going to be Wolverine from Logan that they're bringing into this.
But like in terms of censoring or toning it down, are they going to tone Deadpool down now?
I would really hope that Ryan Reynolds won't sell out and like will refuse a lot of that stuff. They can't do that given what they've lined up. This fucking bug is getting my gourd, honestly. It's a little moth. I would hope that Ryan Reynolds, regardless of the cash that they're willing to put into it, won't sell out. But again, like Logan came from Fox when they were owned by Disney, so that leads me to believe that I'm jumping around a lot.
You're back. That's right.
Okay, cool. Logan came out when Fox had been brought out by Disney, so I'm hoping that they're still willing to put in a little bit of work for it. I don't know. Who knows at this point? I think they'd be silly to change anything that they're doing because it's lined up like almost perfectly. So who knows at this point? It's literally just been announced, so they probably haven't even started filming it yet.
Yeah. Oh well, I mean, She-Hulk. There's one more episode. It'll end.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's also like the longest series, right? So far.
I think so. Well, I think Loki did. Loki have 10. WandaVision had 10.
It? Potentially.
I think WandaVision had quite a bit. Could be wrong.
Maybe.
Could be wrong.
I think maybe it's because like Captain Marvel and Hawkeye and stuff like that only had like 6 or 5.
They were short. Yeah.
Like yeah.
But yeah, She-Hulk. Still not a massive fan of it. Yeah. Watching it just so I can keep up. But
yeah, I don't hate it as much as like I think a few people do.
No,
there's something about it that just it doesn't feel. It feels like it's pandering a lot, but we've talked about this before, so we don't need to go into too much detail. I'm not sure who the targeted audience for this is, outside of like someone who's following Marvel, you know? Who knows? Anything else you want to touch on outside of our screen being green?
For She-Hulk, no. I mean, it's it is what it is. I'm excited if we're talking about Marvel. I'm excited for Black Panther.
Yeah, November
not.
11th, baby.
I'm a little annoyed that Shuri is pretty much confirmed to be the next Black Panther from
Mm.
the trailer. Anyway, it's pretty obviously her in the suit. Um, but I do like the tone that they're setting for Black Panther. Like, it's not funny.
No, it's well after Chadwick passed, there's no way that they could do that. And with the current climate of everything, they shouldn't. It should be very they should be very aware of what they're doing.
Yeah, so that's cool.
I heard that the person who played Sherry got fired, and then they brought her back because she didn't want to get vaxxed or something.
She was really anti-vax and was also posting a lot of stuff on social media from like really wrong sources.
Mm.
And so Disney stepped in and they were like you need to stop. And she stopped, but she's obviously still like, I don't think Disney saying you need to stop posting online is enough for her to be like, oh, I'm wrong. All of my opinions are incorrect.
Yeah.
Never mind. So I'm sure she still thinks all of that way. But yeah, I was still kind of hoping that it wouldn't be her as the Black Panther, and it would be
Who would you
maybe
have wanted to do it?
if they were wanting like someone female, I would have preferred, like, I guess story wise and like character wise, it makes sense for her to be it.
Mhm.
But I think it would have been cooler to have what's her name? The
His like love interest.
yeah,
Right?
her real
Yeah.
name's like Lupita or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it would have been cool to be her, like to
Mhm.
be one of the guards, to be the Black Panther. Or even if they were trying to replace Chadwick and have it be someone male, like if it had just been one of the warriors from.
The war, yeah, it would have been what I think could have been interesting, and particularly like I think the big issue that we have with like current media is that the trailer for things gives so much shit away. So it's just like, well, it's all but confirmed that she is going to be the next Black Panther. Um, but it's also all but confirmed that she's going to be Ironheart as well because she's making that thing.
I
I don't
think
know.
it seems like she's making it for someone else.
Oh yeah, that could work.
Or she's
I
working with someone else to make the suit for that other person.
Yeah, I feel like they could have done something interesting with like someone has not taken the suit necessarily, but has like taken on the mantle without actually doing the thing. And the whole movie is them trying to figure out who it is and all that sort of stuff. But I think maybe that could be a little bit um uh what's the word when someone kind of does something and it's not kind of not colorblind, but like, wow, what's the word for it? Not insensitive either, but like kind of
Yeah, I can't
that
remember the
sort of
word. I know
vein.
what you're talking about.
Where it is just like, are you doing this because you filmed a bunch of stuff with Chadwick in the suit and you want to use that footage, or are you doing this for another reason? So I don't know. It could be interesting. Um, could have been interesting doing something like that, but who knows?
Yeah.
I am looking forward to it. I'm not watching any of the upcoming trailers that they're going to put out before then. The only one that I've seen is the most recent one, and that's it. But I'm really excited for that too.
Yeah. And then other than that, I think it was Armor Wars. They said is now going to be a
Yeah.
movie instead of a TV show.
Oh. Huh. Okay. That'll be cool. That'll be really cool. It would fit in both, I feel.
Yeah, but I
Like
think
that particular story.
I saw something the other day that they have changed production. So instead of a TV show, it's now they're just going to make it a movie.
Yep.
Um,
Man, Don Cheadle must be
Werewolf.
like, can you fucking hurry up? I just want my money, man.
Werewolf by Night came out. I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard it's pretty good.
What was that? Sorry.
Werewolf by Night. It's like a special. It's weird. I started watching it before and then stopped, but it's got like it's on Disney Plus, but it's like a special Marvel Studios production. I don't know if it's related to the MCU or not, but it's got the Marvel intro and everything.
Werewolf. How do you spell werewolf?
WERE Wolf.
It is like that. Yeah, Werewolf by Night. I haven't seen anything about that. But you know what? I will definitely talk to Liz about it, and we can watch it.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's got some okay ratings, like 8% on IMDb at the moment.
Yeah,
or just about 8%.
I've heard it's pretty good. But that's enough about the MCU.
Yeah. Before we go on to, no, actually, we'll do this after. House of Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling? How you feeling about that?
I'm really enjoying it. I did see a lot of people couldn't see shit on the last episode.
Oh, because I noticed that as well. So the way that they're doing the filming is like it's in the day and then they put a filter over it, essentially.
It's very backwards doing like it makes sense, like, and a lot of things do film stuff at like during the day and then just make it look like night. But like I noticed it. Well, me and Megan were watching it, and I was like, I can't see anything. So I changed the settings on the TV to make it better, and then we could see everything. And I was like, cool. But it made me laugh because a day or so after it had come out, like it was on the internet at the time that everyone's like, it's like the long night all over again, and the end of game. We can't see anything. Blah blah blah. And then the director was like, "You'll like change your TV settings." And then he was also like, I don't make, like, when I'm directing shows, I don't make them thinking about how it's going to look on an iPhone.
Yeah.
So if you're watching it on your phone, like, that's your problem. And I was like, hell yeah, get him. Like,
that's
roast
a real good call out as well, because it is just losers sitting on the bus watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Watching a niece marry her uncle, you know? Shouts out, spoiler alert, eh? But I have really enjoyed House of Dragon. I wasn't sure if I would or not. But so far, everything that they've done, I'm like, yes, good. I like. The time jump was good.
There's been a few like short time jumps as well.
Yeah, the one where they changed actors.
Like there was the big one.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because like Game of Thrones, it was like every episode is like taking place pretty quickly after the one before it.
Yeah.
But whereas this one, it's like, oh, one episode he's just married a woman, and then the next episode, oh, she's had 2 kids.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then I watched the like preview for next week's episode, and it looks like the kids are already older in that episode as well, like much older in that episode. So the time jumps are interesting, and the plot of this show, like the I forgot what it's called. There's like a name in the books about what this war ends up becoming called.
It's not the Song of Ice and Fire. That's what Game of Thrones is about, right?
Yeah. But it's basically about like a civil war between the Targaryens.
Yeah.
And when Game of Thrones was a thing, I read a lot of this stuff. I didn't read the books. I just went on like Wikipedia or like the Game of Thrones wiki, and I was just reading stuff. So I sort of know bits and pieces about what's coming. It's pretty cool. But the show, like, I really like the show.
Yeah. Are any of the kids, the current children, going to be the Mad King?
No. Okay. It'll be their like great grandkid or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Because there's a like that scene where so there are a handful of scenes that I thought were very cool. The first one where Rhaenyra's Kingsguard, the handsome fellow, beats the shit out of that dude and makes his face squished in.
Yeah.
That was kind of epic. And then the other one was the who was it? Between Rhaenyra and what's her name? Elisa?
Allison.
Alicent, that's it. When she was like, I'm gonna fucking cut one of your kids' eyes out. Come here, you little shit. And I was just like watching that, and I'm like, this is where everything goes downhill very, very quickly for them. And that's what I said to Iz. I was like, 100%. This starts a civil war. This starts the war between the two of them. I'll have to post this meme. I'm going to post this meme in your Discord.
Right.
But as I find it, it's basically just talking shit about Daemon.
It's funny how like they didn't even try and make David Tennant. Well, not David Tennant. Matt Smith. They didn't even try and make Matt Smith like look older. Whereas the king, like, he went through some shit.
He's also got fucking grayscale, right? Like,
he's like missing an arm, and like he's like half his hair's fallen out. And
I think one of the showrunners for it is talking about. He talks about how Daemon kills the crab feeder. And he's like, he 100% has grayscale.
That looked like it, yeah.
And Daemon should not have touched him, at all. But he was proven a point. I just posted the meme.
All right, let's have a look. But yeah, it's I'm really enjoying it. I'm happy that it's going the way it's going. It caused problems on.
I need that shirt as well. I'm gonna be real. But I want it to say big three nut back in town.
I'm happy with the show, and I'm assuming that it's 10 episodes, so there's a couple left or whatever it is.
There's 2 more left.
Yeah. So
yeah, that'll be 10.
Knowing what I know about the stuff that happens during the Civil War, we're probably going to get maybe 2 or 3 seasons out of this show.
They've already renewed for a second, so that is something that's going to happen. I wonder if it'll just like do another time jump where it'll then start following her kids, and it'll lead it to the Mad King, and then it'll
potentially. I know they're wanting to do that sequel show about what Jon Snow gets up to. I don't know if I'm interested in that or not, but
I would need to finish Game of Thrones to even care about that.
All you need to know is he brands the king, you're fucking stupid, and Jon's gone back north of the wall. That's it.
Epic. Shouts out Bran.
The perfect king.
What happened to Hodor?
Oh, he held the door and then he died. Yeah. So sad.
L plus ratio plus hold the door plus you're a DJ in real life.
And he's got a galaxy tattooed on his face.
He's also hung. Fucking too bloody right.
This is what we look like. Hi Lux, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Vak.
We got you. We fooled you this whole time.
It'd be funny if like we locked. If
fuck, should we do that?
Shit, like one time, just be like, we told you. But yeah, Game of Thrones kind of epic. Not
you know what would even be better is if like we switched where we were. Like I was in your room.
Like
and you
we green screened our shit. Well, like I just show up at your house and I'm streaming on your stuff.
Oh no, it's not working.
What the fuck is this?
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Is it from The Sopranos?
Again. I have no idea.
Okay. I have 2 Instagrams.
There you go, Lux.
Like my story.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
It's us. Thank you. We're the piece of shit. But yeah, what else are we going to talk about?
What was the other thing?
We can talk about God of War quickly.
Oh yeah.
So quick. Hold on. Let me play our gaming news sound effect. The Seinfeld theme. Welcome to the Bitter Content Gaming News of the Week. Today we are taking you through hot off the press news. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. God of War Ragnarok has gone gold. It's now on discs. That's right. No more delays. The game is actually going to be releasing next month.
Yes, the 9th of November, I believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also, for us, a Friday, potentially? It is a Friday. I'm not going to stream it, but I'm also just not going to stream. I'm just going to play that. So, we'll run with that.
I got it sent to work, so I'm going to have to go to work that day.
Hell. Yeah, I've got mine sent. I'm getting mine sent here, but Ez will be home, so that'll be all good. What else? Oh, did you got it sent to work because you're getting the...
This is a big boy box.
LuxZeroRD1 says, wait, didn't you hear? They cancelled it because there was some major messed up drama at the devs.
Shush, Lux. Stop it, Lux. They didn't cancel it.
The massive drama about the devs is what we talked about last week.
They revealed their faces.
Yeah, holy.
It was like,
yeah.
Ew. Yeah.
Oh,
these people make games. Ugh.
These guys sit in front of the computer all day. Yeah.
I thought everyone in video game development was supposed to be beautiful.
LuxZeroRD1 says they were Dream the whole time.
They were Dream the whole time. Oh, don't tell me Dream made it. Fuck. Refund.
Well,
give it back.
That doesn't make sense because Atreus has like the roundest face in the entire world. So, if it were Dream, it'd be like this.
Hey guys.
Hey guys, it's Dream here. Go dox a child. But yeah, God of War, it's going to be epic. I don't think either of us have made the decision to stream.
I'm 100% not streaming it.
Yeah. I am not going to either.
I need to fully immerse myself in that game.
Yeah, because I want to actually enjoy it. I don't want to have to focus on anything else other than that.
Maybe down the line, like the second or third time I go through. Sure.
I think what I'll do once I start to lose, things that I need to play, or want to play, I'll pick up both and play them. So the first one and the second one quickly after. But yeah, it's going to be epic. I'm super excited for it. I think we both have talked about this and kind of both are in agreement that it is just going to be a... whoa, you said a titties.
Titties sprinkles.
Thanks
for the bits. The biddies.
You're going to kill Thor halfway through the game.
I'm sure we talked about this last podcast.
I was like, everyone's gearing up for.
We
Thor
both
to be
agreed
like
that
baddie.
Thor's gonna die pretty early in the game, and the actual bad guy's gonna be Odin.
Yeah, Odin, and
or they'll pull a 180 and they'll just bring Zeus back.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think there are three things that are probably.
Or Freya. Actually, Freya might make more sense.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to pit you up against all of them kind of like one after the other, essentially. And Freya will either be the last one or the one just before Odin. But I think when you go up against Freya, Tyr, he is going to be like, I'm not going to let you do that. And you're like, stay out of my way, I am Kratos, I will.
Is that your Kratos voice?
Yeah, basically.
Stay out of my way.
I am a Kratos.
Oh yeah, it's because you have to be Greek, right? You're like, boy.
Yeah, I don't even know what a Greek accent would sound like, and to be honest, I don't want to try.
Neither do I. Let's carry on.
But I think what'll happen is
100% we're going to be killing dogs and wolves in this game.
Oh yeah, 100%, no doubt.
Not
I'm
those
actually going to go
ones.
out of my way to do it as well.
I don't want to kill. What are they called? Hati and
Im?
Skull?
Yeah, something like that. I literally saw their names like yesterday. But I I reckon that's going to happen. I reckon Freya will get in your way, and you're like, I will fucking kill you if you don't.
What if
move?
What if Freya?
Will be like, ooh.
What if they do like a Resident Evil thing where Freya's just like this constant enemy that's just following you around?
That would be kind of cool. Although in saying that, at the end of 1, she is very much like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like I'm going to find you guys and I'm going to hunt you down. So
we killed her baby boy.
Yeah, her baby boy, who was a wanker from the get-go.
Was trying to unalive for the longest time.
Lux Zero RD1 says in Norse mythology, Skull and Hati are the sons of Fenrir and grandsons of Loki. Skull and Hati chase the horse-drawn chariots of Sol and Mani, the personified sun and moon respectively, every day and night until they finally catch them, marking the onset of Ragnarok.
Yeah, I remember because I read a book on the Norse mythology, so I remember what they do. And there's like a video on
Sun and Moon, right?
Yeah, and then when they do that, like the TTS says, like that starts Ragnarok.
Yeah.
But there's like a video I watched of like when are we gonna react to shit? Because like I was watching a reaction video of this lady who's like really big into Norse mythology, where she was watching the trailer and like it got to the bit towards the end with Skull and Hati, and she like cried, and I was like, Jesus Christ, it's not that. Just a fucking
I feel like
doggy.
I'm 100% in agreement that we should be doing reaction videos, because why would we not? But also, like, we should be reacting to other people's reactions.
No, 100%. Like, and then the week after, we react to us reacting.
Oh yeah, so I did say this. I remember saying this bit right here. And then I go about doing this.
Oh, and then nice. Yeah, and then this is where you say that one thing where I was like, no, that's not it.
And I was like, oh yeah, I do remember that. I still think that's the case, but we'll go over it at some point. If we just keep doing that until Ragnarok
and then out. Eventually, at the end,
us talking over
the whole screen is just us in different parts, and we just take up the whole screen. It'll be great.
That would be very funny. But yeah, I think it'll be something along those lines. I don't think more than anything.
Lux Zero RD1 says me reacting to myself is just hating myself.
My dad. Like, there's no way that you'll beat Odin without like some other people, and that's when Tier's like, oh yeah, we could start Ragnarok, and that'd fix it, and then we can do that. And then the whole plot is to get the little wolves to.
Why Tier big boy though?
He's half giant, is he not?
Why he's so big?
He's a big.
Yeah, but so is Kratos' wife, and she wasn't that big.
Oh yeah, facts. Well, we don't know. Maybe it was just her finger that we burnt.
Oh, good point. Good point. Let's talk about something else. Let's go to war.
Cool. I have watched something recently, or watched a handful of episodes of something recently coming into October and the spooky seasons. We started watching something called the Midnight Club.
Like the racing game? Hell yeah.
Oh,
Dub edition?
But it's made by the same person who did Mark Flanagan. He did Haunting of Hill House, Bly Manor, and Midnight Mass.
Wait, is this new or old?
This is new. This came out like yesterday, I think.
Oh wow, okay.
So we've watched a handful of episodes of that, given that it's the spookiest season of the year. And it's good. It's not as good as the other ones yet, but we're only 3 episodes in.
Yep.
But I've enjoyed that so far.
Cool.
We'll probably end up finishing it this weekend because we have no patience. If it gets put out at one go, then we're gonna watch it all in one go. But yeah, I am enjoying that. I really want to rewatch Midnight Mass. Is great. If you had to watch those 4, I would suggest Midnight Mass.
Yeah, Megan's been rewatching. She rewatched Hill House and Bly Manor out of those two, I prefer Hill House. Bly Manor is not bad. I just preferred Hill
I think
House.
Bly Manor has a slower burn.
Yeah, but out of the three of them, I definitely like Midnight Mass the most.
Yeah. I
I
think
really liked Midnight Mass. That was a cool series.
I think everyone in that show was like perfectly cast. Like,
yeah. I'm also a massive fan of Rahul Kohli, so.
Oh fuck yeah, he's so cool. He genuinely is one of the coolest people. I'm super. I really hope that he just continues to do fucking cool shit. Because he was in Iceland as well.
Don't look at chat. Jesus Christ.
Probably the late reaction, because I imagine they floated around the screen for a little bit. We should have done.
Oh, yeah, I do have the emotes on, so they would have.
Yeah. But I have enjoyed that so far. It's a bit of a. It's not as what's going on here like the rest of them.
Do it again, Lux. Ah! Oh. There's so many.
But yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's so far it is focusing, because Mark Flanagan, he usually casts all the kind of same.
Yeah, I was just looking at it, and it looks like a different cast.
So it's primarily like young adults. So like, I think they're in like their late teens or like early 20s, and they're all dying.
You're a dork.
You know what a dork is?
It's a
whale's penis. Very epic. But that's kind of all I've been watching outside of that. Outside of like the usual stuff that's been coming out. I think we'll probably watch Game of Thrones, but you know, that's just another one on the thing is to start watching. What about you? Anything else that you're watching currently?
The Star Wars show Andor, which is fucking good. Like,
I'm glad that they are doing everything with Star Wars justice, even though I don't watch it.
I wouldn't say everything.
I mean, what was it?
The Obi-Wan Kenobi show wasn't good. The Boba Fett show wasn't good. Mandalorian and this though have been good. I think the Andor show is bloody good though. It's like really good, and I think it's something Star Wars or Disney, I guess. I want them to do more of it. Like I want them to do more stuff that isn't focused around fucking Jedis and the Skywalkers. Like I want them to just do more other shit about like what random people are getting up to.
Movies are about the Jedi and about Star, but there's so much more going on. So why would you not kind of leave the movies to the Jedis and make the TV shows all the like side people that have cool shit going on?
Yeah, but that's really it. I'm trying to think. I would recommend, it's on Disney Plus. The documentary about the Wrexham Football Club that Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney bought a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
There's a documentary on Disney Plus about like them buying the football club and how the football club's doing. It's interesting. There's like 13 episodes. We've been watching that every week. It's pretty cool. But yeah, otherwise not much. That's pretty much it. Obviously, My Hero started.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched any of that yet. I just haven't found the time, but I will jump into that.
Just the one episode so far. I liked it. It's cool.
Is this going to be the season where he goes like vigilante?
Well, I'm not, because I haven't read the manga, but I do know bits, and my sister told me like this is when like the villain stuff starts popping off.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about that because the villains in that show are like my favorite characters in the show. So
Dobby's so fucking epic.
Darby's my favorite character in that whole show. Like he's barely done anything in the show, but he's just the man.
Well, the thing is he shows up and he's just an absolute force to be reckoned with, and like he doesn't need like you just know by his presence, whereas like Shigaraki has to like prove himself like throughout the entire thing, but Dobby just shows up and everyone knows not to fuck around with him. And would you believe it? It's because he's got the fire. Who else has fire?
Oh no, my two boys.
I was reading a Twitter thread, I think.
It is my boy Endeavor.
I was reading a Twitter thread around Horikoshi, I think is the guy who wrote. No, maybe that's another mangaka for something else. Regardless, the guy who writes My Hero, he talked originally about Deku actually not inheriting any of All for One. Like this was the original premise of it.
Horikoshi.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, look at that. Originally it was going to be Deku's just he wasn't compatible like at all with All for One. But he still showed like the heart. So All Might was like, look, we'll get you into thing, but what we'll do is we'll make you a hero who focuses entirely on their like equipment essentially. And his mentor was then going to be Snipe, the guy who just shoots people. Like that's his not even a quirk, he just is good with a gun.
Yeah.
And that All Might was going to be a lot older and he was going to be more akin to like the Gran Torino character that's in there now. So I feel like that could have been super interesting, just fully taking away the ability for him to make like be this powerhouse. Instead, he just had to rely on everything that he had. But that essentially just makes him Batman. Now he's just Spider-Man. So
he's like Miles Morales because he's learning new shit as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I liked the like last third of last season where it was all around the villains because I just find them a lot more interesting.
Well, that arc was so like I didn't realize that that's what they were doing. The manga around the villains is really, really good. Like, and I think it's just about wrapped up, or maybe has wrapped up, but it's really good. Yeah. Sick. Yeah. What else is coming out? Oh, Chainsaw Man should be out before the next
Yep.
Next podcast.
I think that does drop soon. I think next week even.
I'm sure it's like the 11th of October.
Yeah, it might even be Monday.
So I'm excited for that. Have you read any of Chainsaw Man?
I've tried reading it a few times, but I've only ever gotten a few chapters in, and then I'll always let it slip and start reading or watching something else. But
I've done about the same, but I know that people are like, it's great.
I've heard it's really good.
I expect really good things from it.
Especially with Mappa doing it. Yeah.
My boys out here grinding. Sick. What else? What else has been going on?
Did we talk about Jujutsu Kaisen 0?
Oh no, we haven't. Poor mate. That was really good.
Yeah, it was sick.
I really enjoyed it. I am glad that they're doing more stuff with it because it's so popular, but it didn't fall off necessarily. It's just like moving quite slowly because of the mangaka's health conditions and all that. So it's a little bit harder to kind of follow along with. But man, they ticked all the boxes for me, in my opinion.
That's a manga I might actually start reading as well.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing it too. I haven't got around to finishing Berserk yet, or reading from the last point that I read.
Where are you up to in Berserk?
Well, see, the thing is like I know what happens throughout a lot of Berserk, so a lot of it is me just kind of scrolling, seeing everything that's going on, and reading like bits of it because I know what's happening leading up to it. So right now I'm up to shit. I think it's like just before the boat arc.
Right. Okay. So you're nearly there.
Yeah. So I'm moving through. That much is happening, but I haven't picked it up in like over a month.
Right.
But yeah.
I would say you don't have much of a rush either because it's back to like releasing sporadically. So
the fight scene with Gojo and they call him the foreigner. I can't remember his actual name.
The beret dude.
Yeah, and the just like hands that Gojo is throwing at him. I was like, this is so sick. And then I go on Twitter and I see people like posting that like fight, or like parts of it where it's just Gojo like wiping the floor with the dude, and they're like, this Loki seems like race driven. Like, it's like, nah, my boy Gojo, he loves everyone. He just loves fun. But yeah, it's very good. I am excited for season 2. I think I kind of mentioned it a little bit in the Discord, but I don't know what the timeline for this looks like.
I'm just looking it up now to get like a exact. It's not. I think it's not long before season 1 starts.
Because Itadori, they talk about what's the dude's name? What's the main bad guy in Zero? And also I guess in Jujutsu.
It's 1 year before season 1.
Okay, cool. So he talks about
when he meets
what's his name for the first time. He's like, are you aware that there are only 4 special grades currently at this point in time? And Itadori's the 5th. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Or at least the demon that he's got in him.
Okotsu, the main character from Zero, is a second year student during season 1, and he's traveling abroad because I think Gojo mentions him in season 1, but I don't remember. I'm gonna rewatch it again as well because it's been a while. But Gojo mentions him to Itadori and says something about he's overseas because is it a post-credit scene at the end of Zero where Gojo finds him and he's talking to that foreigner dude at like. Did you watch the post-credit scene?
I didn't.
Oh,
so I'll have to have a look back.
It's
I'll watch it soon.
A very short scene where Okotsu's like overseas with that guy Gojo was fighting, and they're like at a cafe or something. They don't explain what's going on. It's just the two of them at a cafe getting a drink, and then Gojo shows up behind Okotsu, and the foreigner guy obviously sees Gojo, and he's like, "Oh shit!" And then Gojo's basically like, "You got to come back."
Yeah,
and then it ends.
So that maybe that's like the end of the first season.
Yeah, that'll lead into season 2 where I guess Okotsu will come back.
Because I'm curious as to whether or not old mate. Oh no, wait. He will have latent curse power because in ReZero he talks about hey, you're actually like a distant relative of me.
Yeah.
Because the dude who you're a relative of is like my great-great-great-grandfather or something like that. So
and
he'll have the latent abilities.
It'll have something to do with like his sword.
Yeah. He also he was the one who cursed.
Yeah, it was him the whole
girl,
time.
Not the other way around. Yeah, that's right. Sick. Yeah, I'm super excited. Lots of cool stuff coming out. Lots of fun little animations that we get to watch.
Hell yeah.
It's epic.
And I mean, we're in October, so Attack on Titan will be not too far away either.
Yeah.
A few months away for the last little bit of that.
It'll be January or February, right?
Yes. I'm trying to remember. I feel like it came out in December, maybe January. But yeah, it'll be if they're
I
releasing
know
it a
said the
year after.
return. Yeah, they said return 2023. So it
Okay,
wasn't like a
cool.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't see them doing a whole nother 12 episodes or whatever it was, because there's
It'll probably be like 7, I reckon.
really not much left from the manga, unless they're changing the ending to try and appease as many people as they can. But I liked how the manga ended. I thought it ended how it should have.
They would. I think they'd get shit on if they didn't. If they didn't do it the way that the manga ended. Sorry, I'm just gonna run away for like 2 seconds. Just got to deal with
it's all good.
bloody dogs.
Bloody dogs always be barking. But yeah, I'm trying to think of any other. I don't think there's any other anime coming out that I'm super excited for outside of Chainsaw Man. I don't know if you saw there's a new Need for Speed coming, which has Travis Scott in it for whatever reason. No, not Travis Scott, A$AP Rocky. Need for Speed Unbound is the name of it, and it's like a weird mix of really high quality graphics for the cars, but then the people are like cartoony, cell shaded, sort of Spider-Verse-y looking, and like there's like different effects and stuff for when you're driving along, where there's like animated stuff. Need for Speed Unbound is what it's called.
I recall seeing that on Steam as like hey, this is coming out soon. But I didn't look into it. Low-key, the last Need for Speed game that I played was 2.
Right.
Because I don't really run with racing games too much. But that's like the kind of. Have you noticed that with a lot of racing games that it's kind of like their thing is just fucking epic graphics? Because like, if it's not great, like amazing graphics, then it's just another fucking car simulator, right?
Yeah, and Forza and Gran Turismo like do it really well, where the graphics are really, really good. But I mean, it is what it is. I guess people want to look at cars and make sure they're real pretty.
Facts.
But I don't think there's any other sort of game releases that I've seen that I'm like, oh, that looks sick.
Neither. I think the next game that I'm super excited for, outside of what we've already talked about, would be maybe Hollow Knight 2, like Silksong. But that's been in development for however long it's been in development for, and has now been like, yes, it will be released in 2023, and that is all the information that we've been given. But the weird thing is that it got like announced that it'd be released on Game Pass like straight away, which is weird because I'm not sure Team Cherry were bought by Microsoft or anything like that. They just signed a contract to say, hey, if you want to play this, spend $1 and you can download it for free. So who knows at this point?
Yeah, because I mean, it's also on PlayStation, right?
There was like an announcement, like a lot of people were like, hey, because you have kind of announced this for Game Pass, does that mean that it's not going to be on PlayStation? And they were like, it will be on PlayStation, but there was no confirmation if it'd be at the same time.
Right.
So it could be a case of like Microsoft will get it first, kind of like how Elder Scrolls is probably going to end up being. It's like Microsoft will get it first, and then it'll.
Yeah, I do wonder if it will release on PlayStation.
It would be
impressive. Mate, you are the king of crap, king of cap.
I am straight up cap 24/7. Yeah. Oh no, I said 3-ish. Check the receipts, team. Check the receipts. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
I personally feel like the next Elder Scrolls is not going to be on PlayStation.
I'd be. It would be a very interesting move on,
because there was a period of time where Oblivion was only on Xbox.
Yes, that's
Morrowind was only on Xbox and PC.
Yeah, that's a good point. I suppose it won't really matter for me because I'll be able to play it on PC.
Well, yeah, I'm going to get it on Game Pass anyway, so I'm not fussed. But it's more, I don't know, from a business standpoint, I feel like if you're spending that many billions of dollars on acquiring a company, why would you not?
Like, be the monopoly on it. Yeah, that would make sense.
And it's the same for, like, well, I feel like Call of Duty is special because now Microsoft own Activision.
Yeah.
I feel like Call of Duty's too big of a thing for them to take that much of like a revenue hit by only making Call of Duty on Xbox.
Yeah.
So that sort of game, I feel like they would continue to release multi-platform, but a game like Skyrim, a game like, it may as well be called fucking Skyrim. At this point.
Skyrim 2 Electric Boogaloo.
A game like Elder Scrolls, I feel like, has a big of enough but also niche enough market where they could just release it on Xbox and probably convince people to pick up an Xbox to play it. I do hope it comes out on PlayStation. I will say that.
Yeah, if like there are a handful of games that like right now, if it was like exclusive, this is only coming out on PlayStation. Oh, sorry, on Xbox. I would consider buying an Xbox X Series, and that would be things like Fable 4. That's probably only going to come out on Xbox.
100%.
Maybe on PC. Who knows? And this. But if I can get it on PC and not have to just upgrade the shit out of everything all in one go, then I'll do that. But, who knows at this point? It's kind of up in the air. Yeah, sick. Well, look, we've been going for about the amount of time that we usually do.
Mm-hmm.
What are your recommendations? What's your recommendation this week?
Recommendation this week is, so I made sure to like the video this time so it would be there, and it is a video again.
Nice.
It's not like a long form content or anything like that. It's just what the fuck is going on? If you ask me. It's funnily enough, a video from Dunkey.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm playing through The Last of Us Part 1, I have been just looking at people's opinions on it online, and Dunkey posted a video about his experience with the remake, because it's kind of a heated, well, maybe not heated, but it is a hot topic of discussion at the moment around whether or not the game needed a remake, considering it only came out on PS3 not that long ago, and then, well, about 10 years ago, and it had a remaster on PS4 like a couple years after it came out anyway. But he put up a video of his thoughts on the remake, and I'm trying to find, he said like a really good quote about what people should feel about it. Someone mentioned it in the comments, but now I can't find it. And if I play the video, it's just going to play it for everyone. But I agree with a lot of the comments. I agree with a lot of the comments around when Dunkey makes more serious videos. Like, I really like when he makes serious videos that he puts like effort into the script and all of that, because he does have like valid opinions, and when he isn't like just constantly making jokes, it's always good for him to like make videos like this. And I liked it. I'm just trying to find the quote, but it doesn't look like anyone's mentioning it. But I'll post a link of the video in the chat. It's just around The Last of Us Part 1.
Yeah, I think I watched the first like minute of that, and he makes fun of Alan Wake being being remade, which is like funny. Like, let's be real, makes sense.
Yeah, he talks about like why games are being remade and like why is there a need for it? But then he also talks about how a game like The Last of Us, the differences between the original and the remake are pretty substantial. And Naughty Dog, like, they do put a lot of effort into their games. It's not like they've just quickly done like a real quick coat of paint over it. Like they fully remade the game.
I can't remember who it was. I think it was a streamer, and he was like, "So this is the same area that it's like when they go through the sewer and they have to do all the water. You have to do all the water puzzles and everything like that." And he's like, this is from the PS4 remake.
Mm-hmm.
This is what this looks like. It looks good. Everything looks nice, all clean and everything like that. This is the remaster, and it's fucking. It looks so good compared to even that remake. So it's not just a cash grab. They did this to show that it's like hey, we're actually making stuff from scratch. It looks really, really good. You guys will actually enjoy playing it. It's the same story, but it runs smoother. Everything runs smoother. So I don't know. I understand why people don't like things getting remade, but you know what? I wouldn't mind a trilogy box set with all of the Dark Souls games. I wouldn't mind doing something like that.
I think also another big reason why they've done this is because of the TV show coming out soon.
Yeah.
So that's probably
we should probably talk about that maybe next time because I'd be interested to see what you think about that.
But I think because the TV show is obviously going to expose a lot of people to The Last of Us who've never heard of it or seen it before, and it'll probably make people want to pick up the game. So having a much more prettier and solid version of it available will be good. But yeah, that's my recommendation because I always like when Dunkey makes more serious videos where he actually like gets his point across without making a joke every 10 seconds.
Yeah, without being like, neck
is too, baby. But yeah.
Nice. That's a good video. We're giving a bit of love to a small
content creator.
Yeah. Shouts out Dunk.
He's only got 7.24 subscribers. And then there's like an M there. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
For 7 subscribers, he's doing pretty good.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Man. Your boy's sleepy. I'm not even that. I'm actually not tired. I think it's just like the heat, My recommendation is the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared TV show.
Nice.
So if you can't find it online in a actual way, like a proper way of doing things, which will be hard because it's airing on Channel 4 in the UK and that's it, and I don't think you can watch anything on there in New Zealand outside of getting a VPN. You can find all of the episodes on YouTube. I'm not going to link any of them, but you can find them all. I would suggest watching the original series first, which is fantastic, and then watching the TV series that they put out, which is also fantastic. Very well made, very interesting. I don't know a lot about like the context behind all of it because I haven't watched any of like those welcome to game theory videos just yet because I kind of wanted to let it settle in. But it's very unnerving, but it's really well done. So highly recommend Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared in both formats, so the YouTube channel and the show. It's very jarring, I will say that much.
Right.
There's a lot that happens in it, and you're just like, what the fuck?
So it's like the YouTube videos.
Yes.
Where it's like, what the fuck is going on?
I think it's not as jarring as the YouTube videos. Hello. Oh, look at this. Look at these dogs. Hey, come here. I'm not sure if you can see. Oh, wait, hold on.
Hell yeah, cloves.
Hey, come here.
They got the cloves on.
What's this? Hell yeah. Oh my god, that really doesn't look good. The camera is like, because it's like dark in the room, like it only looks nice when I've got all the lighting going on. They're running around and they're wearing clothes. Epic. We'll be done like next 5 minutes. Epic.
Epic.
Sick. Well, look, that's my one. Anything else we want to touch on before we bugger off?
No. I think that is us. I'm probably going to head off and go see what Skank Hunt's up to.
Skank Hunt. So fuck, that got me, eh? I think they came in and were during your 24-hour stream.
Yeah,
we're just giving you like bits, and every time it came up, I was like, Skank Hunt.
But that's us. We'll be back in a couple weeks during Marcus's Joker stream.
Hell yeah, baby.
That one will be on your channel.
That'll be on my channel, yeah. I'll do some light admin and make sure that it looks nice. It's not going to look this nice.
Oh, honestly, it doesn't need to.
But the heart will still be there.
I need to figure out what costume I'm going to have for that, but
yeah,
we'll get there when we get there.
We will. Anyway, team, you guys have been great. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I have been Marcus.
I've been Marcus as well, but also...
JK, I'm back, you idiots! Face reveal, baby! Anyway, that's
Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, Lux. See you guys later.
Thanks, Lux.
Are you streaming tomorrow?
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. Otherwise, we'll see you on our normal, regular streaming times.
Epic gamer moments.
Take
Alrighty,
care,
team. Have a good one.
Mwah.
Deuces.